let's see. There we go. All right, it did work.
Are we alive?
I believe we are alive.
But are we alive?
Yes.
But is life ready for the apex?
That's a good question. That's a good sitcom. I'd watch that.
Indeed, but welcome! We are back with yet another episode of Gateway. That's right, a post-apocalyptic tabletop RPG show.
1,000 years.
1,000 years Gateway.
1,000.
Episode 84. We're getting up there.
At this rate.
Woo.
That's crazy.
Yes, but before we can advance any further in episodes of Gateway, we gotta go through and greet our wonderful players. Starting with Fringe Type. Where can they find you? What are you up to?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Fringe Type. You can go ahead and find me at twitch.tv/Fringe Type. I stream throughout the week. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I play retro games, horror games, and RPGs. Things I'm currently on to is I did a buttload of auditions. I worked out, working on cleaning my floor, and also showing off my new shoes I got. I got really nice shoes for really, really cheap because I work at a shoe warehouse.
Tool.
Yeah, they're Dark Martin readers. I've wanted these for a long time. They got the OG gum sole. I'm a sucker for gum soles. A bit of a storyteller, bit of a writer, working on a horror RPG, finishing the drafts of that and whatnot. Also looking at, I'm at the part now where I'm just doing concept art for it and just seeing what trying to like make writing into art. That's what I'm working on right now. As good as I can do it. I might be doing art streams later on just to go ahead and show off some of that stuff. But if you want to go ahead and watch me, that's twitch.tv/Fringe Type, and yeah, that's me. Currently playing Last Epoch.
Nice, nice. Up next, we've got Lanny Pator.
Hi there, I'm Lanny. You can find me on the internet at the username. I'm gonna be very busy over the next week, not sure if I'll be able to stream much at all, but you know what? If I am, you can find me here on twitch.tv/LannyPator, or your regional equivalent. That's me.
Right on, right on. And after that, we have Sarah. Where can they find you and what are you up to?
I'm on Blue Sky and YouTube at Sarah with an H and with an E. Willia. Just working and stuff. Yeah. Doing this.
I see.
Nothing to shill at the moment. Hi-oh!
Hey-oh. Alrighty. Excellent, excellent. And up next, we've got Xanalis Grimm.
Hello. You can catch me over on my Blue Sky at Xanos Grimm. You can also catch me over on my Twitch channel at Xanos Grimm, or twitch.tv/Xanos Grimm. On Monday, we're going to have some more Star Wars Souls at 7 p.m. PST. So if you like D&D content in space, that is there. Then Tuesday over at twitch.tv/Distortion Devil, we're going to have some more Back in the Eva Ruin around 2 p.m. PST. Some sort of stream after that, likely. Not certain what yet. Maybe some Barrow Trauma, we'll see. And then twitch.tv/MontyGlue at 7 p.m. PST on Thursdays. We can get some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And that's me.
Wonderful. Excellent. And I suppose that just leaves me. They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky at Distortion Devil. You could find me streaming. What is it? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday now? Goodness.
Dang.
It's a lot of days.
Yeah.
Days.
Basically every day except Wednesday.
Don't sunder yourself.
Well, they can find you Wednesday as well.
You're one to talk, Rabbit. Or Ringo. Fuck.
Yeah,
Rabbit.
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
I call him
right.
Fribbit.
Dude, I am
Ribbit.
trying so hard to focus on that myself. It's like, don't burn yourself out at both ends. And I'm like, I've already thrown the candle in the incinerator. There it goes.
The candle looks like a coin. But yes. Check out my TTRPG shenanigans over at youtube.com/Devils and Dice Rolls and patreon.com/Devils and Dice Rolls, where I will begin filming my first video very, very soon here, right?
Let's go.
But that's about it for me
Let's go,
currently. This episode of Gateway was brought to you in part by Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard Dice!
That's right, Die Hard Dice. That's right. Die Hard Dice is your one-stop shop for dice and dice accessories. And if you head on over to dieharddice.com, you can use the code Unexpectables to save 10% on your order. As well, check out our fantastic
savings.
Bring the savings to you.
Savings to you, baby!
Check out our wonderful store as well. We've got all sorts of Unexpectables themed designs, including one Gateway themed design if you want to get your hands on the Gateway comic book cover.
Oh, it's coming.
And we'll have plenty more designs in the future. And we also couldn't do this week in, week out without bits and subs from viewers like you. Bits and subs from people such as... Kale Ward, thank you for the 33 months, 1 million years Gateway. Sugar-Free Bandito, thank you for the 22 months of Prime. Solar Misfit, thank you for the 245 bits. One, because of the last Unexpectable stream, me and my partner kept saying, "Eat the Electrum, Quiz Boy." Two, I have a funny stream bug that says you've been streaming for 72 hours and 34 minutes. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's wrong with Twitch right now.
You wanted a million years Gateway.
You didn't mean a million years straight?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fastest way.
My
That's
eyes have
great.
bags so heavy about them, they look like crows on my face.
Eat the caps, Quiz Boy.
Oh, come on.
You're not
Billy,
leaving
eat the
until
fucking
you.
pennies.
You're not leaving until you ingest this slice of 1950s Americana.
I haven't seen the sun in 4 years.
Only 996,000. Only 999,986 years to go.
Da-da-do. Lord Archive, thank you for the 36 months. And A Fell Tale, thank you for the 2 months. And unless there's anything else we need to take care of beforehand, I think we're ready to get into tonight's episode of Gateway. Are you?
Yes.
One way to find out.
Sir. I'm ready.
Bye, cat.
Nope. Now Roll20's giving me some guff. Hang on. There we go.
Oh, we can't have nice things.
Apparently.
Not with the electorate the way it is.
Ah, topical.
Ha! Topical.
Ah, killed me.
God.
Ah, the terrors.
Time
Oh,
is
the
an
terrors.
endless march.
God, I forgot to ask. How's my volume?
Your volume's good. You
Sounds good to
sound
me.
great.
Audible.com.
You sound great. Your volume's also fine.
Yes,
Best
yes, yes,
eyelashes.
You likes the way I sound. Daintily crosses legs.
Do you like my dulcet tones?
My dulcet tones.
Yeah, I was known to have dulcet tones.
I got dulcet tones too.
Oh, together we are we're the dulcet duo.
The dulcet duo.
Now put the money in the damn bag.
Hey, wait a minute.
All right. Gotta get used to this again. Alrighty. Then let us get started. When last we left the runaways, Apex the Wildman, Louise the Scavenger, Alvin the Mechanic, and Theo the Combat Medic, the matter of the election of a new mayor in Westport lingered heavy after Deuce's abrupt and bean-filled deposal. Louise broke off from the others to pursue Barry. The two talked for a long few moments before Louise allowed Barry to walk into the wastes with his life, but not before knocking out a few of his teeth. Taking a moment to settle their affairs in town, the runaways set off to prepare for the next leg of their journey in tonight's episode of Gateway.
Not quite how ours was timed, but that works.
Yeah, I was
As long
about
as-
to say
as long
that
as it plays
probably
out for the audience.
sounded abysmal in Discord, but
It had the right effect.
well. As I recall, during the last portion of the previous episode, you had all briefly splintered off into your own subgroups here. I believe Theo and Apex had settled into Forest Park, into the St. Louis Zoo, and were looking for their Yaguay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also discussed maybe using this, like, some of the open plain areas as potential farmland and stuff like that, since that's Theo's thing.
Yeah, no one else is using it. It'd be only helpful to the animals that live there.
Yeah.
Rare. And to that end, Apex, what were you, how were you planning on going about interacting with this Yaguay now that you've sort of established a little bit of a rapport with it?
Now that I have a rapport, I'm just trying to see how it reacts. As like the more and more I show myself in its space, I still have food to offer, but I'm trying to make the relationship less transactional.
Okay. It's simple enough to find the Yaguay. It is currently in its enclosure.
Yeah, it has its den.
Yes, indeed.
Any signs of new intruders met with a grisly fate?
You do not see any new humanoid corpses anywhere around the zoo or the Yaguay's enclosure. It seems to have it seems to still be working on some of the stuff that you gave it.
Yeah, I did leave it a whole two-headed pig.
Yes. It's also only been a couple of days, if you could believe it or not.
I can. I was here.
Mm-hmm. And so the Yaguay, you find it sleeping currently in its enclosure. The large, sort of patchy, black-furred animal resting in its den, and you approach it.
I don't disturb it. I just exist in its presence, observe it sleeping.
Okay.
Let it,
Just
like, I mean,
stare it as it, watch it as it sleeps.
yeah. I mean, it can probably smell me for sure. Like whether or not that's a smell that would awaken it or not is another question.
As that thought crosses your mind, you see its nose sort of crinkle slightly and seems to have picked up on something and somewhat groggily begins to heave itself onto its paws, blinking its eyes up and looking at you. There's almost a sense of recognition as it looks at you. It doesn't do anything.
Seeing that it kind of recognizes me and doesn't see me as like an actual threat right now, I'm going to test and see what it does if I just kind of like jerk my head back and then start to like turn and walk out of its den. Like kind of like a hey, this way kind of a motion. Something that makes sense as a human, but I want to see how it interprets it.
Make a... What would this be? Make a charm roll?
Alrighty.
But
It's a 7 if there's any sort of manipulation or any sort of adjustments you wanted to make.
I was going to say give it a +1 just because you're not
Oh.
necessarily using, like, natural charisma for this. You're more
Then
using... Yeah.
Then that would be an 8. A slightly better sort of result.
There you go. 8. Okay. Success. The Yaguay watches you carefully as you sort of jerk your head, beckoning it to follow you, and at first it's unsure, but eventually it will trot behind you. Not in like a, oh, I'm stalking you sort of way, but is in like a, oh, I'm curious now.
As we get out of its like cave den and into that sort of like open fieldish area just outside of it, I just turn and look at it again.
You turn to look at it, and it doesn't stop, but it continues walking until it like settles up like a bit closer to you.
As it settles closer to me, I hold out my hand, just kind of outstretched, palm facing upwards, kind of towards it.
Make another charm roll, +1.
+1. 6, so that's a fail.
Apex, did you have a hand when we saw you last?
Irrelevant.
You raise your hand out towards it, and this is a creature that has not had an interaction like this with other human beings. Maybe in its entire life, depending on if the Yaguay was an original denizen of the zoo. Perhaps not in centuries. However, you raise your hand out towards it, and it not necessarily understanding the gesture will rise up onto its hind legs and tower down and look at you. Almost as if it's now testing the waters with you. Just to see what you'll do when it makes itself larger than you.
I look up at it, and I slowly start to walk towards it, calmly. I also lower my hands to my side when I do this.
Okay. Go ahead and make me one more with a +1.
Come on, come on, come on. Yeah! 7!
Okay.
Thank you, +1. So I'm kind of like standing to the point where it would have to like look down to the point where it couldn't like really crane its neck much more without being uncomfortable.
As it doesn't necessarily retreat from you. More it backs up so it can make room for the rest of its body when it eventually slumps back down onto all fours. And now, probably looking about eye level with you at this point. It's quite a big bear. Even when it's on all fours. It seems confused, but it doesn't look aggressive. You can glean from the sort of body language it's giving off that it hasn't quite had an interaction like this before.
I take out, like, I reach into my pouch. And, hold on, what do I got on me? Yeah, that'll work. I have a, old, like, a welding mask that I use. I just kind of, like, set it down. And I take out my ultimate weapon, my can of pork and beans.
Oh, shit.
And I crack it open, and I pour the contents into the mask.
Sharing the beans. Sharing the beans.
I reach into the beans, and I kind of, like, scoop out a fingerful of it and feed it to myself, and then I gesture to it towards the mask.
Now that food has been introduced to the equation, give me a charm roll +2.
+2. Oh, what'd that come out as?
That is
12.
a 12.
He really likes it. Go figure. Food motivated.
The great equalizer.
As you make sort of a makeshift bowl or plate with this welding mask, you crack open the can of pork and beans with the help of your Deathclaw Gauntlet, and pouring the contents into this welding mask. You scoop it up, you taste it, the Yaguay. If Yaguay weren't terrifying, it would almost look cute. As it sort of tilts its head.
Aww.
And then you say you offer it some as well?
Yeah, I hold the mask up to it.
You hold the mask up to it. It takes one large step forward. And then begins, like, chowing down on the pork and beans.
Now, can I roll that 12 into, as it's eating, I want to kind of, like, brush my hand to the back of its ear?
Yeah,
Or will this be a separate roll?
As it's beginning to eat, you... Probably not while it's, like, actively eating. You wait for a moment, because you know animals, especially wild animals, can get pretty territorial when it comes to their food. Yeah, food aggression. You pick a moment where it's sort of just, like, picking out the remnants of the pork and beans with its tongue. You go up, and you brush your hand against the back of its ear. And it doesn't seem to mind.
I use those to take down a bad person. I hit him in the face. I point at the can where it's dented, and I kind of, like, tap it against my head. I hit him. I point to the, I'm sure now bone pile of the scavenged corpse that was left here. Like him. I tap the bean can.
If not understanding your language, then certainly understanding that you don't pose a threat to it. Not in a challenging sort of way, but in a you're not going to hurt me sort of way.
Yeah. And with this kind of as the baseline, I'm going to kind of spend the rest of the time between when Alvin and Louise drop by to continue on our adventure, just kind of like hanging out with the bear, being in its presence, kind of like learning its language, so to speak, like how it maneuvers, what pisses it off, and what it respects me doing.
Personality-wise,
just for the sake of brevity, that's
Gotcha.
what I'm doing anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. You begin to bond somewhat with this Yaguay, and legitimately you do feel a bond forming between this Yaguay and yourself. You've visited each other on multiple occasions now, and now sharing food like this and not aggressively. Perhaps find a connection in this ruins of this old zoo. During this time, Theo, what would you be doing?
Theo would be taking time to kind of clean the grounds, not only of just trash and debris, but he's basically going to start a few buried mulch piles so that the environment itself can assist in kind of giving itself nutrients again.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we destroyed the Protectron that roamed these grounds.
I think Theo is mostly going to be throwing himself into the work, because this is probably the first time in a long time he's been able to just kind of be alone and do his own thing.
Every now and again, you'll just see Apex running around, either being chased by or chasing after a bear.
Let me tell you about my best friend. Yeah, you go over to the historic hill grounds, and there's lots of large, flat, patches of grassland that would be perfect for something like a garden. And you dig up some of the soil. There's like an old utility shed that has, like a grabber, like a stick that's meant to pick up debris and trash on the floor, and you get to work over maybe an afternoon, and by the end, you've hacked out a little patch of experimental soil for yourself. And I guess go ahead and give me a smarts roll. Let's have it be +1, because this is your area of expertise.
That'll be an 8 then.
Okay. 8. After analyzing the soil around here, you realize that the biodiversity of the plant life this area used to have was actually quite diverse. You see, although dead and blasted away and mostly indecipherable to the untrained eye, to you can tell that this area was quite flush at one point, and you think it may be able to be like that again. But it's going to take some work. You know that crops don't do well in the wasteland, and a lot of food tends to end up being radioactive.
Sure, but yeah, it makes total sense. I think Theo's going to be mainly trying to focus in on making little environments and habitats for the radioactive fauna that already lives here to be more thriving. You know, so if we make little watering holes and such that can kind of encourage natural life to come back, it would also help the Yaguay, because then the Yaguay could, eat.
So we
That is true.
So we can have a free range zoo.
Yep. But yeah, that's what Theo's going to be doing while I imagine we've all seen movies where like the domestic house mom is like in the garden while the husband is like running around screaming, doing something in the house. That's basically what's happening.
Just wrestling with a bear.
Yeah.
Who buyer?
And then bandits attack. Ah!
This would be the worst time for them to choose to do that.
Yeah,
Like, the worst group to possibly attack. Apex and a bear, and Theo just chilling there. I told you this place would be great. What's that?
And over the course of maybe an afternoon or so, the two of you in your respective tasks, Theo finding a quiet moment to perhaps make life a bit easier for the animals that still manage to reside here. Apex, maybe befriending one of them.
Yeah, as I'm on my patrols, I also make sure that the automatic feeder that Alvin helped me set up is still loaded with food. And
yes, there's plenty of there's plenty of backstock. You also realize that perhaps the gorillas managed to, or the ghoul-rillas and the orangatans, probably managed to forage for themselves at some point, because they don't actually have access to the stores of food that were locked away in various like sheds and stuff. So you get the sense that even if the machine were to fail, they'd probably be fine on their own. But the machine still is running.
yeah, I kind of figured that like my brother was taking care of them at one point. He would stop by and feed them. So I'm just making sure that they're getting the healthy food that the rad apes need.
Yes.
All the while the bear just following me around, or maybe just doing its own thing. Yeah, that's just what I'm doing while we're waiting for Alvin and Louise to get back from the shopping trip.
And speaking of which, we'll go over to Alvin and Louise.
Probably in the car heading back.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, I believe you two managed to pick up some supplies for the road, as well as some
Yep,
extra
some
bits.
Stims and some fun stuff. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Sell all the stuff that I found. All my drugs. You sold my bag of drugs.
Drugs.
All right, God.
I robbed a drug dealer.
We had a lot of drugs.
True.
And
We had drugs and a handgun.
And we became carriers.
You're my mules.
Oh my God.
Go forth, mule.
Yes, sir.
Apex is now playing Schedule 1.
Uh,
I still haven't tried that. It looks so
Apex
looks
Apex
silly.
has learned to delegate his drug empire.
Right. Well, Alvin and Louise, you're driving back to where you know Apex and Theo to be, the St. Louis Zoo in Forest Park.
Okay.
Alvin's just
Gonna...
kind of staring at the window. He looks like he's just conflicted of a couple things, just in the car with you.
Trying to debate if I should focus on driving or if I'm good enough at this now to notice you're feeling conflicted.
He's just looking out the window, and just his normal smile was just kind of just neutral.
You good, Earthshine? Whoa, shit, Swerve!
Rad cat!
Oh, that was a rad rat. Wait, more rat. That's what they're called.
Was, anyway. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry. I'll clean that up later.
Ugh.
That's okay. You're getting better. I mean, your reaction time was almost good.
Hope so. Thinks about a distant Cynthia being like, the fuck you doing with my car? Like,
No, it's okay. I'm just, I guess preparing myself, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering, are we just going in the front door, or?
Well, there's ways to go about it. My face and my pedigree will go ahead and probably at least get us heard out. I mean, with everything that happened down at the brewery and whatnot, that's its own consternation. But how we clapped it out was by the book, which, from what I've noticed, they ain't seem to be following that much no more, but it might help us out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I told Apex a couple of things here and there, and there's gonna be a lot of things probably said around if Jet's gonna talk in the open and whatnot, and I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still me, you know? And I just don't want anything coming out of this to go ahead and change that perception.
She sort of side-eye glances at you and just like, what, you thinking I'm gonna look at you different?
I mean, well, you didn't look at me much different 2-to-1 when, you know, I said I was a raider, but this one's a lot heavier. We might talk about a couple things, where we're from, a couple places that kind of went nuclear around the area.
She thinks about that. How close would you say we are to the zoo? Are we like there yet, or?
Are they yet?
You're as close as the story
Are they?
needs you to be, as the conversation needs you to be.
Precisely.
Oh, whatever,
Uh,
fine. Let's say, if it's allowable, let's just say we arrive and Louise sort of takes that in as she puts the car in park and turns it off and sits for a sec.
Because me being a raider, I mean, yeah, I know, that's one thing. And, you know, everybody can reform or be one thing, then another thing, and then the thing they were. But we're going to go ahead and talk about probably way back in the day. And there's a lot of stuff that happened. And regardless of the fallout and everything, I just don't want
Ha!
y'all to...
Nah.
Oh, there it is.
God damn it.
I raise my eyebrow.
But regardless of the fallout and anything, I don't want that to go ahead and change my y'all perception of anything. I like where we're at right now. I mean, with the threat of an assault by a bunch of super mutants and everything is concerned. Putting that aside, I like where we are. And I like where this is, and I like Riverside and life I've been building up, but I knew eventually I'd have to come calling back to Jet. And that kind of went ahead and made some metal-on-metal contact back in the life of the brewery, but it might get real big.
I think we all got shit that we're not happy we did. You know what? I wasn't really planning to mention this. I don't see the point, but maybe I will.
What was that?
I know something I told Barry.
Did you have a winning smile?
You know how I said that when I was getting out of that vault with Phil and he was already gone, I had to lighten the load by, you know...
Right, by carrying his skull around?
Well, by, you know, taking some of the weight off.
Yeah.
She looks really, really uncomfortable right now. I kind of lied about that. I didn't do it right when I left. Barry took all the food, and she kind of looks at you now like, please understand what I'm saying. Please don't make me explain it anymore.
Oh. I
mean, I didn't.
Oh, I get it.
It didn't agree with me, for lack of a better term, so I think I just put what was left in the fridge. And look, all I'm saying is, you got horrors in your past, I got horrors in my recent past, and I don't think I'd look at you any differently. You know,
He'll give you a light hug. Look, I understand. When it comes down to it, and we do got to do what I got to do. I'm glad we can share things like this, even bad stuff like this. So I just want you to know that, okay? And I'm sorry what you had to go through. I know my mom and daddy wouldn't want that on anybody. But, you know, my mom always told me something that always kept me going in times like that. Regardless what happens at the end of the day, when you lay your head down, you're still you. When you wake up, you're that as well.
you think so?
Oh, if you met my mama, you'd know so.
She's still around. She seems pretty comforting.
No, she and my daddy passed a long time ago. My parents and Jet's parents and a lot of other people and their parents too all passed when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I told Apex, but from the accent and the mannerisms and whatnot, I ain't from around here. Kind of like Cynthia, but like in a different way. You familiar with a place called Appalachia?
That's a good question, God. Would she be? There's lots of books in her vault, I suppose. Can you?
Oh, God's dead. Riot, he's dead.
No
Is
rioting.
he dead? He's the one streaming. Oh.
No rioting.
Okay, sorry, God. Go Mena, sorry.
Sorry, what was
But
your
no.
question?
Would she be familiar with Appalachia? I mean, they had a lot of books in the vault, so I don't know if she maybe read about it.
Give me a smarts roll.
Sure. What are my smarts? I think it's +2. I just want to be sure. Boink. Yeah. Okay. That's a 9.
9. Your vault was it had a few like history books and maps and books on about US territories. A lot of that stuff is pre-war. So your knowledge about Appalachia as it would be in Alvin's experience is a little bit incomplete, but you're familiar with the area that would be called that.
A bit about the area, yeah. I mean, the books the vault had about that sort of thing were a bit pre-war, so, you know.
Oh, I always envied vaults. My daddy loved vaults too. He never really worked on them, clearly, but he always he was the one. You know, when you met me, I was always marveling at billboards, stuff like that. That was my dad. He came from him and me, clearly, my mama and Jet and everyone. We came out of Appalachia. There's a big, sprawled, nice area, honestly. Big settlement over there. And then when I was a kid, I followed my dad and my mommy as settlers, and we would go ahead and go out and make new settlements, establish trade, make links, make trade caravans and roads and what have you. That was kind of the goal over here. Oh yeah. I mean, I was really little when we left the pretty woods and whatnot that I lived in, but I remember there was a vault my daddy was always obsessed with. Apparently closed like ages and ages ago. He always tried to find a way in. I remember once a year he'd go ahead and try to grab the biggest pick or drill or whatnot. Tried. Always swore to consternation. Couldn't get in the damn thing.
Ah, shame. Could have just given him a tour for free of mine if he was around. Made it easy on him. Well, maybe he would have liked it difficult. Maybe he could have, like, I don't know, blocked the entrance or something, let him give a try out of it. Chris would have been pissed.
And the thing about it is he always looked at the smiling faces and whatnot, the Voltec billboards and whatnot. I remember when I was a kid, he was like, "See that right there?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's that all about?" He goes, "That's what we're trying to make. Trying to make smiling faces in nice places." That was his phrase. Smiling faces in nice places.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, yeah. He was the builder. He was the engineer. My mama, funnily enough, was a raider and then was not a raider. And she ran the militia and actually made deals and trades with people.
Was it with your family and raider women, huh?
I never thought about that myself, actually.
You certainly have a type.
We do. We came, and the reason they passed what, now that's a story, but there is, or rather was, a settlement around here. I was thinking, if Jet's willing, that we'll go ahead and have a talk around there. It's neutral ground. It's close to both of us, and I feel that her temperament would be the most cool around there.
Shit, that don't sound like a bad idea at all. How do you figure getting a message to him?
Well, we'll find out where they are. I mean, Apex is awfully direct, but I think he's right. Motorsports Park is probably the best way of finding out. They ain't there. I'm sure one of the Razors left a note or something around. You'd be surprised how many of us left notes around that said "burn this, you idiot" afterwards.
Shit, I'm down. She opens the door and sort of cricks out her back from sitting. Yeah, let's go get him and do that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that. Thanks for letting me talk to you, Starshine.
Well, thanks for, not looking at me different, I guess.
Dad always told me it took all kinds of people to make a settlement. And it don't matter where they are, so long as they're willing to help out. I think you're one of those people. I genuinely do.
Is there like a slight ramifications to that comment that Louise can pick up on?
No.
Oh.
He's being genuine. He's just being nice.
No, I mean, like, I guess she's sort of like, no, it takes one to know one wouldn't bother here. I guess it's got her think, because she's wondering, I think she sort of, she looks away and she's just thinking to herself sort of this thing of like, what does that mean? Does that have other connotations to it?
Looking at
But
you're
you're-
confused. Looking like you're confused. Alvin will just look at you and just. It was a turn of phrase. It was a turn of phrase. You're a good person.
Alvin
You're a good
Bronson, come
person.
on.
You're a good person, Louise. That's what
Fucking
I'm
come
trying to say.
on.
That's how it was back where I was from. We would go ahead and just 9 words to say yes. Now let's go. Let's go.
To Apex and Theo.
And you exit the Corvega and roundabout to the front gate of the zoo. During this conversation, it's been sort of quiet, sort of calm here in the zoo for Theo and Apex. You do hear the sound of a familiar motor getting closer as it cuts through the just general silence of this area.
How long has it
Turns.
been since we got here and, since I started training the bear, should I say?
You probably took the afternoon to do this, so I'd say about
3, 4, 5 hours?
3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. I would have to say.
3 hours quality bear time.
Indeed.
All right, so you'd probably find Apex just sort of play wrestling with the bear as you walk into the park, or maybe you'd find Theo first. I don't know. Just
You'll see Theo with his pomp kind of smushed down by a bandana. He's kind of keeping the sweat out of his brow, and he's got a gardening apron on, just digging away. Well, howdy, you two. Imagine you're also looking for Apex, yeah?
Absolutely. I got caps, I got stems, I got all kinds of fun stuff for us. Also, find some white paint. I might be able to get us some cheaper guns. Who knows?
All right, well, just listen for some sort of screaming. I don't know if it's him or Yaguay sometimes, but they're around. There they are.
Yep, there they are. There they are. I am stunned to shit that I am completely comfortable with this.
You want to take a look at them feeders before we leave?
Oh yeah, I could go ahead and check up on that. Always good to go ahead and check up on a project. Gladly.
And you all see Apex and the Yaguay, which you are all now at least aware of, sort of tussling, and it looks like it looks like a struggle, like a fight is happening. However,
in that case, body roll. Hayaka! 10.
10. Absolutely. You have to sort of remind the bear at certain points not to use its claws or its teeth.
It's playing rough, but I'm defensive enough to handle it.
It's playing rough because, one, it doesn't really know what's happening, and two, it is using all of its strength to play with you. Because it doesn't know to hold back. But you do, sensing that it might be getting a little too rough, you do sort of get it to back off, and it pauses for a moment, oh, what's happening now?
Yeah, whenever it swats at me too hard, I'm not even wearing my Deathclaw gauntlet during this. I'm obviously not going with any weapons. If it tries to swipe at me in a way that looks like it would be fatal, I'd slap the hand and then boop the nose and then back into position.
It goes cross-eyed as it sees you bop it on the nose, and it's like.
I'm literally just sparring with the bear.
Yeah. It becomes apparent to Louise and Alvin that something else is happening here.
This is my wife.
Right, wife.
It's a male bear.
You have male wife.
Regret.
Testing. You guys hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Okay, there we go. Mic went out again. Anyway, yeah, Louise kind of clocks that, shakes her head, and she just goes, go check your feeders, Apex, you good?
They're full of food. Whoop! Just kind of dodge a claw.
Just checking the maintenance. I got caps and stems.
Sold
And,
your
and-
drugs!
I give them a thumbs up, and as the bear like kind of comes in for like another swipe at me, I start kind of toning down the play fighting, less like kind of jostling it around and actually like less actually trying to wrestle with it, and more just kind of like scratching at the side of its ears and like playfully petting it to kind of like slowly amp it down.
Yeah, once the zoomies are dealt with here,
And then I offer it a deviled egg.
yes. Once
Did you,
play is done, you offer it food, and that seems to be the language it understands the most out of everything. It is picking up on certain behaviors being rewarded over others.
Did you tell the bear that you robbed a drug dealer yet?
Oh, I didn't get the eggs from a drug dealer.
True.
Got the
I
eggs.
got-
Those would
I
probably
got-
be some good eggs.
I got these eggs from a gas station.
Oh no!
Oh,
robbed
the
an egg
Circle
dealer.
K
They were still
eggs.
fucking expensive.
These eggs are older than the goddamn Twinkies. They last.
The scariest part is they still look edible.
Oh.
The
To Apex,
preservatives.
they're very edible. They're packed with sour flavor.
It's true.
I'd rather not know.
People eat deviled eggs in the wasteland all the time.
Damn right they do.
God, the shits must be atrocious.
I mean, to them, they're just regular. They don't know what a healthy BM is.
Yum yum deviled eggs.
Ugh, deviled eggs,
remember that scene
dry
in the
mac
Fallout-
and cheese.
Remember that scene in the Fallout show when fucking like Walton Goggins just drinks like the slurry of goo from the fountain?
Yeah, but he's a ghoul.
My goo.
He wasn't always a ghoul.
How do you think he became a ghoul?
Ugh.
Moisture.
Yummers.
Yeah, I ramp down the playtime with the bear. I give it some food, and then I wander over to regroup with everybody.
As the four of you reconvene with each other. It's getting, at this point, it would probably be mid-afternoon.
Yeah, I walk up. We're friends now.
Oh, no shit. Oh, nice. Well, good to meet
Happy
you.
for you,
Well,
Apex.
good to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Bear.
He still tries to eat me every now and again, but that's okay.
Do you have a name?
I look at him. I kind of pat him on the head. Think of the name Yaguay. Yogi.
Yogi.
Yogi
I like
the
it.
Yaguay.
Yogi Yaguay.
Hey, boo-boo.
No, I just want.
He was just a super mutant in a bear suit this whole time.
Fuck, so Louise gets a shotgun out and levels it. Fuck it, we gotta kill it.
No,
I want a
Okay,
picture
no.
of.
my
Or
friend.
I want a costume for Apex that's just the park ranger.
Oh, yeah?
You're really trying to get Apex killed now, ain't you?
He's smarter than the average Yaguay.
Alt costume.
Maybe we can train the Protectron to do the
That Protectron is destroyed.
Oh yeah, that thing got
Oh
ripped up.
right, yeah. I was
Yep.
gonna say, it's like, oh, it could have been the Boo Boo Bear.
Like maybe we can eventually get another Protectron, but right now my goal is just to kind of turn this place into somewhat of a like almost a bit of a open range preserve. Like
Can scavenge that protect.
Like just to kind of like peek into my head, I'm eventually going to offer the Tapawego people a place to live here,
Aw,
which is a bit more defensive.
Gonna have to keep the Yaguay from eating everything, though.
That's why I'm training him.
That's the one tough thing. It's like that's like putting fish with a beta fish. It's just like, yeah, they look good together until the beta eats them all.
The beta now.
Like, he's never going to be truly domesticated, but the more people that can learn to live with the animals the way the apex does, the better in his mind.
Well, what do we say? Should we head off to the arena? Or not the arena, the motor park?
I'm ready to go when you guys are.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I point to the
by the way, before we go,
I point to Yogi. You stay. I go.
Well, wait a minute, actually, taking a bear with us to that might actually be a good bonus. No,
I don't think he'll fit in the car.
I give him a reason.
Sorry, what were you saying,
by the way,
Alvin?
I got this for you. And he'll set just on wherever we're holding up at, just 3 stim packs on the table, and then just the rattling of Apex's bag on the table. There are 213 caps in there, and that is 3 stim packs. I took one of them. I have it on my tool belt. Always better to have it, not need it.
Never hurts to
how many caps are in there?
213.
Yeah.
213. Apex will take 55 of it.
All right.
I mean, it's communal in the end.
You say that, but I look at my amount of caps compared to yours, and I'm
All right, look, rich boy.
I just don't buy things.
Man, I thought you came to the wasteland to actually get away from being a rich boy. Now you're just rich again. What the fuck's up with that thing?
It keeps happening.
I'm not sure if Apex's family was actually rich.
Nah, I just thought Bastion's like sort of default disguise is sort of like your.
Oh, he's definitely lived a more privileged life than most people in the wastes. But that was due to the Brotherhood essentially giving them security while while his family was doing research for them until they stopped.
Anywho. Yeah, it looks around.
I'll keep the rest of the caps in the bag. All right.
Is Theo with us, or is he still in his little corner?
No, they would have cleaned up and.
Yeah, we're probably
Just
hanging
with the
out
group
at that restaurant that we initially found my brother at. That one kind of in, where was that area? Kind of in Lakeside Crossing.
Rivers? Lakes? Yeah, no. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it was in Lakeside Crossing is where that cafe was, where we found him in the freezer.
Yeah, if we're all ready to go.
Theo,
Daylight's wasted.
as you pass by, you see in one of the enclosures a mutated gorilla seems to have grabbed some sort of mutated pepper, takes a large bite of it, looks over at you.
And then what happens?
Just gonna stare back.
The gorilla then looks at you as if to say, "Did you hear that?"
I feel like I'm missing a meme.
Oh, Connor,
Is this a meme or is the gorilla high off his mind on mutated peppers?
Okay, so for some context, gorillas, they constantly are eating vegetation, which makes them fart constantly. Like they're just constantly farting. Real gorillas just fart nonstop. And one of my favorite videos of all time, which Connor knows is referencing it, is a tiny YouTube short called "Gorilla Eating Pepper," in which, spoiler alert, the gorilla eats a pepper, looks at the camera, dead, like just dead at the camera, and just rips ass. Like, you hear that? You like that one?
The extended cut is amazing.
The director's edition, I definitely recommend. Yeah, it adds like an extra 2 seconds of context.
I'll set that there for the
I was
break.
about to say, if you don't fucking give me this video,
I'll set that there for the break.
Disappointed.
An additional 2 seconds of gorilla fart. You're gonna miss
The
out
2
on
seconds
it
are
once
important.
The Snyder cut.
But yes.
I have a very special zoo.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you for that.
Theo, you rejoin the rest of the group after that interaction.
He feels more inspired for some reason.
I love the ups and downs of this thing. Horrible things you're gonna learn, Louise. I cannibalized a man. Gorilla
Gorillas fart always.
I potentially cannibalized a guy. Don't remember all of it.
Funny ape fart.
Funny ape. Come watch Fallout Gateway. We got terrible events that happen to people. Gorillas farted.
That's like the
got the
intermission
facts.
card.
Ghoulrilla radioactive fart.
It
Not
glows in the
great.
dark.
Did you hear that, Smoothskin?
Barking tree spiders.
Okay. But oh yeah, we're going to the car.
So you're all heading to the
Stare
car.
off.
Yes.
Stare off of the gorilla.
All right. And as
Hey, who's
you...
keeping track of our car battery, by the way? Because I haven't.
I think I have a
Don't
note
remember.
somewhere. No, where did I leave
like
the note?
30-ish,
no, someone
maybe?
took this
Last
note.
I checked.
Well,
look at that,
none of
riding
you
on
guys remember it. I guess I'm just going to have to guess.
Wait. Let me
This
check.
is why I don't keep track of spell components too, by the way.
So yeah, plausible deniability.
It's like, fuck it, I trust you.
Don't betray that trust.
It's just, I have one in my inventory, and I can't remember if that's the one I'm keeping track of, or if it was a different one.
You've got several fusion cores now, I believe, across all of you, but
I know we need one for the power armor that we're building.
Was it
Correct.
the 38% one?
that sounds correct.
Okay.
Sure,
okay,
why not?
We drove here, and that's like 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then 32.
So you've got
and we're gonna
33%
drive
left.
And we're gonna drive again, I assume, to the Motorsport.
That makes
Yeah,
sense
sure.
to me.
Unless we want to
So-
ride a bear.
Take that down again to...
Which I haven't taught it to be rideable yet, so probably not
Take
gonna
that down
go.
to 28%, right? For the trip?
It's 1% per square of travel, but you get
Oh,
there.
okay.
But you get there instantly. So
It's fast travel.
Right. So what would you say it is then? 20...
it's remove 5% more from it, and then
Alright, yeah, that's 28%, I assume. I can do math. Okay. Huzzah!
all right. You begin driving, pulling away from the St. Louis Zoo, and you drive by the old arch grounds. You see them in the distance. You see a bustling of people by the arch grounds, people you would recognize as archers.
Bring up our friendship wheel again. I wanna make
sure we're not-
Those.
Like, I know we did a favor for them, but I can't remember if we're in good with them. I can't remember if we betrayed them yet or not.
Oh, we might. We got,
Well-
ooh.
We're okay. We're smiling troublemakers. Good. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
I mean, yeah, the only people who don't like us are the family and the Razors, and that's because we've been killing them indiscriminately.
We've toned it back on the family a little.
Oh, that's because there's not a lot of them to kill left.
Yeah, you know, we got to give them a chance to repopulate, like deer.
Family season again!
Is this it?
Oh, they're overpopulating again. Check, check.
Krakow, poom. There we go. Yes. Whoop. It didn't save.
Oh. It disappeared again.
There we go. Whoop. Also, I should probably just... oh, wait. Hang on. I'm on the wrong screen.
That's the best of us.
could probably just go, like, for all intents and purposes, come on, let me charge it.
Come on, let me change it.
Whatever. Essentially, for all intents and purposes, the family is now a defunct organization. You killed a lot of them, and then you killed the rest of them.
They've been wrapped into Westport, basically.
Or you didn't kill the rest of them. You basically...
we made them give up.
Yeah, essentially.
They're like, the way I see it, their organization is kind of wrapped into the security of Westport now. At least with how I hope we left them.
So
We'll
maybe
find
they
out.
just put a big
Yeah.
black line through them.
We'll find out about that when the campaign ends.
We ain't going back, is what I'm hearing.
Sucks we're not gonna find out about them for 1,000 years.
It's true.
Got so many sessions to get through first.
996 years ago.
So many.
That's like 10 more sessions.
Sure.
Listen here, Lady Pator.
All right.
You take the road from the St. Louis Zoo up to the McKinley Bridge. And
That's you.
yeah, believe it or not, it's my bridge. They named it after
shit.
me.
Did that
I
give us
paid
some
for
more
it.
blank spaces unblanked?
The shortest route there did not actually go through any new spaces.
Blah.
I mean, if you want to drive through new spaces, be my guest.
Road trip!
No, we're there.
Swerve! We're never gonna find side quests.
That's all we've been doing is side quests. Like
You
every
just
single
completed
side
like
quest.
3 of them.
Everything in life
Yeah.
is a side quest.
You drive over a large train yard as you begin to realize you look over and you see this steel monolith, one of the man-made wonders of the world, the Gateway Arch off in the distance, as you realize, for the first time for some of you, probably for the first time in a long time for others, actually crossing the Gateway.
Title.
And you drive across the McKinley Bridge. You find yourself, for the first time, in Illinois.
Ew.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Ew, get it off.
There's scraps of Chicago. Ah.
Bosco's from there.
Oh, it makes it worse.
Oh, no.
Illinois, where its major export is Bosco.
Huh, it feels windier over here. Wind's howling.
That and Fudgy the Whale?
Some sort of windy city.
Was Fudgy the Whale big in Chicago? Or was that New York? I
I
forget.
should have brought my bear. He would have fit in.
Saskatchewan.
I
Oh.
don't know. I'm not from bad state.
I'm not from bad places.
I'm not from bad.
Not from bad state.
Fucking Christ, the savagery of
God,
you.
you're gonna summon Bosco as a wrathful spirit at this
It
point.
ain't from Illinois. It's no.
He's
it's no
coming.
judgment on you. It's entirely beef with Bosco. Don't even. Don't even worry.
Bosco just is like the one rad ghoul, like the one ghoul living here. There's our guest character. He's just Bosco, but a ghoul.
Just in his bullshit, just wave.
Ghoulsco.
I was just about to.
Fucking Ghoulsco, man.
Uh,
Alvin,
really into basketball.
the drive up to the Gateway Motorsports Park is sending so many old memories back through your heads. This is the place where the White Razors basically carved out their own slice of the wasteland, really made it their own. And you see around you large, empty, flat fields. It honestly feels more barren than anything you've seen before. There essentially seems to be nobody around here.
That's weird.
You look into the large rafters where you remember members of the White Razors would make their tents or their beds. You see old vinyl, what do they call this? Sort of like vinyl, like they're not tents, but they're
yurts. Kind of.
Sort of. You see these tents made out of these like old like branded like you see like a Laughley Brewery like tent essentially, and also like a gasoline company tent and Yum Yum Deviled Eggs tent and so on and so forth. Seems to have been slapped down.
I guess they're not any left over if they're running out of food.
Slapped together out of old like ribbons and whatnot. I guess the correct term is pop-up tent or party tent. It's those
Portable
things you go under to
awnings.
get out of the shade and get a beer.
Yeah, I know those.
I have a couple of those when I have to do outdoor shoots and stuff, and I don't want talent waiting in heat, especially when we had to do it in Texas.
Very fair. Very fair. And as this large flat land gives way to blacktop that has been aged and used for the centuries it has existed now at this point, you pull in and you are officially in the
whoa.
In the whoa.
In the woo woo.
In the
Wowie zone.
Gateway
Right, yeah!
Motorsports Park. The
Ta-da.
heart of White Razor activity. Or so you believed.
So rumors would have told us.
As you cross the threshold, the sort of chain link fence blocking out passage from people who are not supposed to be here. There's a sense of unease as you open the car and get out to nothing. You see these long stretches of track and long gravel or blacktop roads that have these old abandoned cars, and you see nothing and no one. Tents that are abandoned, equipment that's been left behind. Alvin, no one is here.
What the hell?
As that revelation washes over you, that is where we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ugh.
Well, if you have not watched Gorilla Eating Pepper, now is your chance.
It's true.
Utilities break. Ugh, BRB.
Let's see. Whew.
Welcome back, everyone.
My plan is going smoothly. Now I just need to teach the bear not to try to kill me when I ride it. Once we're at that level, then I'll be able to ride a bear. I don't know where else to go with it.
I was like,
Yeah!
how do I help here?
You need to get this bear, and then you need to find another bear, and you need to make them high five.
I just need to look like the side of like a Russian power metal van. That's all. Like riding a bear draped in armor into battle.
That's your goal.
Yeah.
I like it. I can get behind it.
I'm a simple man. I want to ride a bear into battle to defeat my enemies.
All right. I will be right back.
If Apex got a hold of, was able to get a hold of every comic that exists in the real world, what do you think would be his favorite?
That's tough, because I have to, like, think about, like, the Apexes I have designed him in that, like, his favorite in the real world, or, like, in the Fallout world, is Grognak.
Makes sense.
So by that logic, it would either be something like Wolverine, or if he was like, you know, way off into the weeds, somebody like, what was his name? Kazan, the wild man that lives in the Savage Lands.
Oh, okay.
Either that or just like the Conan the Barbarian comics.
That makes sense too.
You know, the direct inspiration for Grognak.
Mm-hmm.
He'd probably be into manga. Like, he probably would have, like, fallen hard into Berserk.
Just trying to imagine Apex speaking Japanese.
Watashi wa Apex. Watashi wa watashi no beru. Yogi. Yogi wa.
Apex sounds really dehydrated. He ain't making sense.
I guess the same question for you, or similar question for you, Fringe.
Yes.
What would be Alvin's? If Alvin was in the real world and had access to every real world car, what would be his favorite?
Every real world car? Oh man. I definitely think. Oh God, what was that truck? Hold on. I think honestly, him would always be something like big, and utilitarian. His favorite truck would probably be his trusty Ford F-450. Not the F-150, the Ford F-450. That's the bigger one that used to haul industrial equipment around.
Gotcha. So he's more He's more for the utilitarian side of vehicles, not like muscle cars or anything.
Oh no. He'd definitely be for like the kind of thing you could go ahead and like slap a cow catcher on the front and go ahead and plow snow and stuff like that with.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
What about Theo?
He would be driving around in a pickup truck blaring Jim Croce. Like that's what he would be doing.
Hell yeah.
What about Theo? What would be his favorite real world drug? Would it be like Oxy or what?
Would it be of a trusty blue dolphin, or you're gonna go somewhere more exotic, like the electric slide?
Yeah, no, he likes the people's drugs. He doesn't like that designer stuff.
I'm not a poser. I just have a problem.
I hate designer drugs. I love my designer vape juice. This says a lot about society.
And yet we live in it. I'm very smart.
This vape juice apparently tastes like a duck.
You criticize society, and yet you live in it. Interesting.
Interesting.
I'm very intelligent.
I do that to my buddy all the time to just fucking drive him crazy. like we were playing Warhammer Age of Reckoning, the MMO one, the fantasy one, like way back in the day. And he was like, "Man, I hate this game." And I'm like, "And yet you play it. Interesting." But I don't think Chosen does as much damage as the other classes it got on the destruction side. And yet you made a Chosen. This speaks volumes.
Look, you can't truly love a game unless you can't truly call yourself a lover of a game unless you absolutely hate it.
Oh yeah, no, I was the same way. My favorite was Chaos Mages. I played Chaos Mages. Tony Hawk, get it? Because like after a certain level, he gets the flying disc of Zine, so he can just fly around like a skateboard. I love that class. I also hate that class to death.
I mean, I keep thinking to myself, I need to play that new game that everybody's talking about because it actually sounds fun. What was it?
Repo?
No, it's like Blue something.
Oh, I know.
Blueprints?
Blueprints?
Yeah, because a lot of people like seem to have a real interesting hate-love relationship with that game, and I'm just like, I'm down for this.
It's VRNG.
It looks
I
interesting.
saw Yahtzee's take on it, and probably not my speed.
I'm very excited for horror games coming out in the next week. Bounce up and
Man,
down the chair.
I'm still thinking about that fucking game.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting horror Castlevania, but there we were.
It was good. It's just like, oh, it was good. It was genuinely spoopy. They managed to get it, and I think you could quite pull that off.
Yeah, and the music was absolute like slappers.
Oh God, it was.
It really was. I still think about that.
Sanity meter, fucking everything.
And it came from the tiniest studio.
Yeah, tiny studio.
It seems to be the way the best games are now. Like the indie revolution is real.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to go ahead and finish my RPG when I'm 97 and add it to the burgeoning indie market. A good horror, horror adjacent turn-based RPG. That's what I'm shooting for.
Like in the vein of what is it, like Fear and Starvation or whatever that game is called?
No, not like Fear and
Hunger?
Starvation because
Fear and Hunger, thank you.
not like Fear and Hunger because that game makes me sad.
Yeah,
that's
it's
part of
sort
the
of a
goal of it.
misery porn game.
Because I was like, I'm gonna play this a little bit off stream to see if I like it, like just to see if I could stream it. I'm like, oh no, oh no.
That's penis. That's
Oh
penis.
god. Oh god. It wasn't even the penis. Look, cocks aside. Like
Yeah,
just
I-
the story
Like,
made
and
me
yet
go,
you
oh god. Like
And yet we streamed Outlast. Clever.
I watched Super iPad Wolf's whole take on that game, and I'm like, you know what? That looks really cool. I'm glad I never played it.
Yeah.
No, mine.
I do need something different than just always playing horror games. I'm trying to expand my palette.
Oh yeah, no, mine.
Expand!
Would be,
God, I can't say shit today.
No, mine would be
Same.
like more in the vein of less like Shadow Hearts or something like that.
Okay.
Mm.
Hearts.
Yeah, like Shadow
with an-
Hearts or.
With an equally booby protagonist?
Well, one of the 3 main characters has boobs.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's something. That's something for you, right?
They breast boobily.
They breast boobily into the room.
And honestly, if you want to go ahead and just really think about it,
Do you
yeah.
mean the main guy? Is that because of his outfit in the second game?
Not his hair. No, the fucking. No, Lisa is one of the 3 central characters the game revolves around. Then she has boobs, and there's Molly who has boobs, and Penelope has boobs. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I meant Lonnie. I meant.
There will be
What do you
boobs.
mean in Shadowheart, Lonnie? Do you mean the main guy because of the outfit in the second game?
Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. The one with the girl with the dog.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Rose.
you mean
Rose,
Haunting
okay.
Ground.
Yeah, that's
You
Rose.
mean Haunting Ground.
Oh, or
I get those
Or
confused
a
a
lot
lot.
of Rose.
There's a
but
lot of
really
Haunting
Rose-
Ground-
horror game that bitches with dogs. Like,
Yeah,
Haunting
Horror
Ground is the
Rose,
one that's sort of like Clock Tower spiritual successor. That one's also pretty fucked up.
Ugh.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Haunting Ground is the only horror game I've ever just flat out rage quit. I couldn't. I was so mad at it. I'm
No,
so
mine-
pissed.
No, mine is more in the vein of just like the aesthetic of just like modern day, but like with like notes of like Shadow Heart, like Kodelka, and a couple of other old ones. Like
I feel
that's what
when-
I'm trying to go for. Like, cause other than like Fear and Hunger, I can't really think of like any like really good like turn-based horror RPGs. And like, even if they're like good or bad or whatnot, I feel like that's just the story I want to tell. So like, I've just been writing this out. And it's almost done. I'm so happy.
Do what you love, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can't wait to go ahead and have people read the story to see if it's any good. I'm gonna be like, here, it is 500 pages. And they're like, I'm not gonna get to it today. And I'm like, you have 3 days.
It's like when somebody hands me a screenplay.
That
I'll add
just
it to the
happens
list.
to you on a daily basis. Just like, God damn it, another one.
I mean, I'm funding projects, so yeah, a little.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm doing artwork based on that because I think that might be a little better to go ahead and just base general interest if I go ahead and show people my rough designs. Of just how I want things to go out. The hardest part right now is that there's a bunch I'm working on that's just math, like back-end math. Like, how does this do this calculated against like this resistance to like this? How does that get that number without the engine exploding? And then to code the whole thing, that's, man, my biggest thing I look forward to in my game engine is how make man jump. Here man, how make man move.
Jump.
How make man walk.
What are you coding it in? Are you going to be using like RPG Maker or?
Well, hilariously enough, this is kind of like a pseudo sequel to a game I was making way back in the day in RPG Maker 2003. But for this one, I was looking at a couple. I was looking at like Unity or Game Maker. I might go with Game Maker, and I'm learning how to use A Sprite right now to go ahead and animate the different sprites and the peoples in it. Because it's a lot of it's pixel based. It's pixel based. I want everything to be pixel based to the point where like ultimate moves and whatnot are going to be like pixel art cutscenes.
Just like Zelda CDI.
No.
I'll grab my stuff.
Well, maybe. There's gonna be a couple silly things in the RPG. Like there needs to be some levity, right? So like there's gonna be a couple of fun things. Like one is like, you know what? I'll let it speak for itself. I'll let it speak for itself.
Fair
I
enough.
just know that there is a dog. There is a dog in the game.
Can you pet it?
Pet the dog. Mm-hmm. You can pet that dog.
Once you learn how to make man pet.
I see.
Yeah, once I learn how to make man pet, then
I'll make man
dog
pet.
will be fed. I'll make man pet.
Look, I'm tired of games letting me pet the dogs. Let me pet my companions too. Just everybody. Let me pet everyone.
Pet everything.
Just give me a pet button. Some people will attack you for it. That's fine. I just want to be able to pet people.
Look, I understand the risks.
I understand you have a strict no-touching policy, but the button says pet.
Look, I know it's a service dog, but also it's cute. Let me pet your dog.
Imagine Winter Soldier ulting, but he has to pet a different dog every time.
Has to prime it.
Again!
He just has like a bandolier.
Again!
Yeah, Mr. Steak, you like all this petting dog talk?
Just imagine biggest doggy grin, just not understanding this conversation at all.
He's just sitting here wagging, looking at me.
Excellent.
Like a dog.
Yeah, the coding is definitely just figuring out how the math works, because I want to get like the equations down before everything and how like different status elements work, and then I have to look at that and just be like, ooh, how can I code that actually?
Yeah. All right,
Nobody asked
y'all.
how man walk. Nobody asked why man walk.
We ready to get back into it?
I asked.
Sure.
I know why my man walked. My man walked for answers.
I walk to get stepping. Big stepping.
Yeah, me too. I went to the gym today after I got my ass beat by an Australian in a card game.
God, I haven't been able to go to the gym all week because I've been. Yeah. All right. I'm feeling sluggish. Let's let the apex do my running for me.
Okay.
And there we go.
It's leg day in game.
So we've stepped out of we've paused the car, God. Stopped the car and gotten out?
You have, in fact, parked the car and you've gotten out. You see, essentially around you is just a large, flat stretch of land. A lot of it is blacktop that's been just completely worn and cracked and in a terrible state of disrepair right now. That's off to one side of you. You see there's like a large gravel track that's sort of oval shaped. Off in the distance, actually, you can still see the Gateway Arch as well. It's especially handy, this a lot of the land around here being very flat. It's easy to see things that are off in the distance due to that. It's very sparsely decorated here right now. There are probably about 3 or 4 rows of just regular size like stands or like rafters and stuff. Overlooking one of the smaller rinks, or one of the smaller tracks. However, the big track on the opposite side of this facility has several large rafters overlooking a much bigger track, and sort of a building in between 2 large rafters that appears to be sort of a VIP area, with a large sign that says Gateway Motorsports Park.
I would like to make a wits roll to search for like any signs of life, be it recent tracks or smells or anything, or any current movement.
Sure, go ahead and make that wits roll.
10. Wow, same exact roll. Crazy.
So you're looking around, and on the ground you see are littered just tons of what you would recognize as spent chems. You see these little red inhalers that are just like discarded. all around this place. None of it's been picked up. You see syringes, you see all sorts of different sort of spent chems and other paraphernalia. Lots of empty booze bottles as well.
Well, glances to Alvin. Could honk the horn, see if that attracts anyone, or how do you want to play
Whoa! Pretty much that. I was gonna... This is weird, though. There's a lot... I think there's a lot more chems around here than normal.
Yeah, fuck it. Louise goes back to the car and lays on the horn for like a couple seconds.
As Apex says, "Hello," you begin to call out. Your voice is echoing, and for a few moments receiving no feedback whatsoever. Apex, you're on the prowl and you're trying to be aware of people that are in the area, so...
I am.
You sense movement up from the VIP box.
I stop, turn sharply, and point.
Oh shit.
Instantly look up to where...
You turn You turn and point, and you see a man with sort of like greasy, wiry hair that is down into his face. Sort of a long, ashy blonde, almost like a very unkempt individual, with wide, almost crazed-looking eyes, wielding what you recognize as a pipe rifle. And through gritted and some missing teeth, he says, "Who are you? What are you?"
MDA.
I hold up my left hand. Red hand, sound familiar? Where's Jet?
Jet.
Familiar to me?
Make a... I guess this would be a smarts roll.
All right, sweet. 12.
Hoot.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you sort of squint your eyes and try and get the sun out of your eyes so you can better see this individual. And you realize that this is, in fact, someone you know. However, they look terrible. You would recognize this raider as someone who is referred to as Rebound.
Wait a minute, Rebound, that you?
What? What? How do you know me? Did you look into my mind?
He knows about the psychic.
No, I think he's just tweaked out of his head.
No, he knows about the psychic. They came this way.
You know, you know me, right?
What's happening? You should... You're not... You died.
I'm back, and I'm well. Where's Jet?
Jet.
Where'd Jet go, Rebound? Come on, stay with me.
Is he injured? I can take a look at him.
Alvin will just hold a hand back, like, give it a minute. He's all the way up there. He has a rifle, and he looks crazy.
Theo, I'm not even gonna need you to roll for this. You recognize the signs and symptoms of withdrawal.
Hey, friend, are you thirsty? I got a fresh bottle of water here for you.
What? What? You throw it up here! And he sort of like raises the pipe rifle up again, and with a shaky, unsteady hand,
You can see when he does that, Apex kind of gets down into kind of like a crouching, ready to sprint position.
Nobody move!
Cat kind of just puts a hand not on Apex, but sort of down where you can see it. Just like, easy, Apex. He's just a little bit paranoid right now.
Throw it up here! The water!
He will happily do so. He'll throw up the bottle of water for him.
Yeah, he's sort of like leaning over a railing right now, so it's simple enough. You show him the water and you toss it up to him, and he actually drops the pipe rifle on the floor with both hands reaches out to grab the water and cracks it open and starts drinking.
Once he drops the pipe rifle, Apex relaxes his stance.
What?
Still here.
Looks
Red?
Alvin and sort of like,
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's me. It's me, Rebound. It's Red.
Red, you.
What?
she goes over to Alvin
Barry?
and's like, hey, Alvin, do you think he might come down if maybe we offered him some food or something?
Hey, Rebound, you hungry, man? We could go ahead and just, like, got some food and stuff here for you. I came here to go ahead and find Jet and talk with her and everyone.
Food? And Jet. Oh.
Yeah,
Uh,
everybody's been signing about Jet for ages. Almost every contention I run into.
you're not gonna
Everyone has
fucking.
her hair.
You're not gonna jump me when I come down there, are you?
Scout's honor. I ain't gonna do it.
Okay, so
And everyone around me is not gonna jump you either. Ain't that right, guys?
I don't know.
I stand at ease and kind of like take a few steps back.
See, everyone's good, Rebound. Come on, bud.
Give me a charm roll. And
Gotcha.
go ahead and add +1 to this. Because
Gotcha.
the individual does recognize you.
10.
And we did just
Excellent.
beat him like a bear.
That's it. We tame him like the bear.
You see recognition flash in his expression, and not bothering to pick up his pipe rifle, he goes down this sort of spiral staircase in the middle of this large, like, VIP rafter facility, and he heads out, and he's walking real slow, and he's keeping his eyes on you, not blinking for probably an unhealthy amount of time. Got food?
Yeah, we got food. We got food, buddy.
Give it. Give it!
All right.
Sort of, you see him, like, folding his arms in front of him. He's like scratching at his shoulder, just absent-mindedly.
Let's see.
Can Theo tell what he's on?
Go ahead and make a smarts roll.
Okay. A 12.
12.
Hot diggity damn.
And if you can't tell the exact drug, can you at least tell if it like
Yeah, I'm
if
just...
it's an upper, if it's an hallucinogen. Like,
Oh, these behaviors, he's definitely on a stimulant.
yeah.
Yeah, so... You can tell that this person is, suffering the effects of psycho withdrawal.
Gotcha.
Just had to identify what it was.
I'll go ahead and just hand him off a box of Dandy Boy apples I have. Here, buddy.
He, like, reaches out and gets close to you and then snatches it out of your hand and runs back over. he cracks open the apples and begins just like shoveling them into his mouth, looking at you all the while.
Kind of speaking more quietly to the group. If we can get him some sort of caffeine, sure it'll help out his withdrawals a good bit.
I don't know if I got... Any of us got one of them sodas? I don't think I do. All I got's alcohol, and I don't think you should have that.
I'm pretty sure I might have a Nuka-Cola. Hold on a minute. I gotta scroll.
Pause for Nuka-Cola.
Carton of cigarettes to anybody?
Ah, yes. The writer staple. Let's see. I got a spool of copper if I need to jumpstart him. Yeah. That ain't it. Sorry, give me a second here.
You're good.
Let's see. No, I
Where's
don't
the
have
rest?
anything. I don't have anything that could be stems.
Where's the rest of your people?
Yeah, Rebound. Where'd everyone go? Why is it so empty here?
He like drags like an emaciated hand across his mouth as he like wipes up slobber and saliva as he's just gorging himself on these preserved apples. After which he... Jet. You got any jet?
I don't have any Jet on me. I'm asking where Jet is. You know, the person who leads our organization. Where'd she fuck off to?
He like...
Come here.
He, like, presses his palms into his eyes and groans and grunts.
Hey, I got, look. I got a bit of a chemist background. I may not be a raider, but I can get you something real nice. You calm down for a moment and I'll help you out.
Yeah? Yeah?
And,
No, that sounds good.
I'm gonna take a few steps forward, alright? I'm gonna give you something real good, alright?
Go ahead and make a persuasion, or charm roll.
Persuade, like, oh, yeah, that.
6.
What is this stat?
I can vouch for him. He's pretty good at it.
This
and-
man is off.
I'll go ahead and say that 6 gets a +1 because you fed him, you gave him water, and you're with someone he recognizes.
The Theo's going to take out a inhaler and like shake it up and like really play up. This is something really good.
His eyebrows like go up like, oh, he's clearly watching your hands now and not you.
And then he's gonna hand him an inhaler.
He
Take a hit of this.
takes it gratefully. He seems to know what he's doing.
It's a hit of a dick doll.
Wait a minute. This isn't Jet. He looks at it and then just lets it fall out of his hands, and then you see his whole body just like slump and relax as the sort of wild paranoid look in his eyes fades to a bit more of a lucid one as the effects of his psycho addiction have receded, and he looks at all of you. Oh. Thanks.
You with us? You with us, Rebound?
Red. It's not really you, is it?
That's me. In the flesh, buddy.
What are you doing here?
I was hoping I'd find Jet. Figure out what the fuck's going on. Everybody's in a bad way. Like
No.
a real bad way.
Red. You've been making a lot of trouble for the White Racers.
Well,
Chet.
didn't know anything about the brewery or nothing. Ain't no one playing by the rule book anymore. I was wondering what the hell's been happening. This ain't how we started, and this ain't how we do biz.
Oh, we fell down a slippery slope. Oh, Red. Oh, something bad happened.
I lean over to Louise. Psychic mutant.
I'll sit.
Louise just shakes her head slightly, but doesn't correct him.
Let's go ahead and have a sit down, Rebound.
I'll sit down to next to one of the ruined cars and pat for him to sit on the dirt next to me.
What's going on, bud? What do you mean slippery slope?
Oh, it got you were gone, and then we had our best guy was just gone, and Jet couldn't keep up with, you know, all our people. Not on our own. We all had to start, you know, up in the amplitude. Pouring a little more gas onto the fire.
She upped the dosage to go ahead and keep everybody good.
We had
So
to.
they could keep fighting.
We would get eaten out here, man. And no. Chet and the others there. Something happened. Red, something happened to all of them.
What the hell happened?
We were sending out hunting parties for you and your group. And and then we saw it.
What'd you see?
This thing. Big green thing.
Apex looks at Louise.
Its mane of mind fire rolled off its shoulders. Did something to them.
Was it wearing what, like a construction suit?
Oh, I don't know. I ran. It was the only thing I could do to try and save my mind.
It made your head feel weird, right? Like fire?
I wasn't thinking my own thoughts.
We gotta.
I don't know where they all are, but I didn't find any bodies. I tried to go back for them, Red. I tried to go back, but they're just not there.
Where were they?
Where'd you find these, Rebound? Where'd you bump into this big Mother Hubbard?
I don't know. It was further east, near a vault.
Here.
Near a
Louise will
vault.
get out her pit boy, and I got a map on here. You think if I show you, you could sort of point it out for me?
Does he have cartography skills?
Would he? Does he know how to read a map? Let me get.
Well, I mean, it's got like place markers saying like, I don't know, vaults and all this other stuff, so.
You know what? Yeah.
Alright, she'll gently approach and she'll hold out her arm and be like, anything on this map look close to where you were?
He leans in and he thinks for a long while. I can't. And he points a unsure hand around. Apologies. I'm trying to make this match up to the real world location. Here. And he points to a spot in between where you are right now and Vault 40. Sort of almost in the middle.
All right. No, thanks. That's helpful. Thank you. I'll go to Alvin and show him the spot he pointed out.
I need to type you something, Connor.
Okay.
Okay.
And
There you go. Send it to you.
I'll go ahead and
Reply.
I'm just going to go ahead and circle where it is on the map. Oh, you can't see that.
Mysteries.
Can't see that either.
I see nothing.
Well, while you're doing, Louise wants to ask. She says to the guy, "Do you remember when you guys came across it? Like, did you, besides the awful feeling in your head, did you hear anything, or did you feel the need to do something?"
We had gotten reports that there were super mutants. Super mutants, yeah. A lot of them. A lot of them in the area, and we were trying to figure out why. And then, before we even knew what was happening, they were there. And then there was a whole lot of fighting. And then all the fighting stopped.
Oh, son of a bitch, Rebound.
That's all I remember.
All right. Rebound.
Yeah.
Alvin's gonna set 2 boxes of Instamash and his last bottle of water at Rebound. I want you to lay low here for a little bit, okay?
Yeah. That's what I've been doing.
All right. Did Jet and all them go ahead and clear out the armory? Leave you to kind of watch the door?
Yeah. No. They cleared out the armory, but I ran.
That's right, you ran. And the armory's cleared out, which means they were really gearing up. Damn, if Johan could fold all of us at that. Okay. Rebound. Just stay here. I'll be back, all right? Now, I promise I'm coming back. But I need to check that place out to see if anyone else is still alive, okay?
Okay. As long as you promise.
Hey, I'll put my hand on his shoulder. Hey, I'm not gonna go ahead and blink out on you again, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm all right.
All right. You're good.
I'm good. He cracks open the mashed potatoes and he starts pouring it into his mouth.
All right, make your way back up to that. Make your way out to that box up there, and I'll be back. All right.
He washes it down with the water.
Oh.
And it
Stomach
starts
mashed
it
potatoes.
starts to rehydrate mid travel.
Oh, it's awful.
It's so good.
Enjoy the imagery.
Oh man.
Stomach mashed potatoes.
I'll look over at Louise.
Point out where he pointed again.
She shows him, like, it's just a little bit.
All right.
It's getting a little closer to that vault than I'd like, but I assume we can get over there without too much trouble.
Maybe Johanna's spreading out feelers. Connor,
Uh-huh.
what's the answer to that question I sent you?
No.
All right, well it ain't. All right, we got to make our way there right away. If there's any trace to where they are or where they went. Rebound said he didn't find anybody, but we were always good at laying low, especially around super mutants.
Hey, he also don't got Apex. Right, Apex?
I'm just sniffing the ground. And then I look at you. Told you so.
And if anybody's really wounded, we got Theo over here to go and help out.
I mean, I'm ready to go if you are.
Gladly, come on, let's get going.
Hey, Rebound! No more of that shit either, okay? Keep yourself clean.
Okay.
Put you this way.
You know, I could bother to take once to no one, but whatever. We're going to hurry.
Yeah.
Does he acknowledge your authority?
I'm not a super mutant. I have no authority.
I won't listen to you, but Red has ripped ghouls in half.
You can tell it was a non-committal answer, but
It's better than nothing. Whatever.
He realizes Theo. He realizes he's been dosed with Addictol, and he knows that he's now in sort of a blank slate state at the moment.
The world is his drug oyster.
It's true.
That's true.
I could start all over again.
What if I got addicted to Daddy-O this time?
What if I got addicted to Nuka-Cola?
Yummers.
All right. So if we're heading to this place, Connor, how much fusion core is that going to cost?
Well, seeing as how you haven't discovered any of the areas past here, it's going to be a bit more of a drive, shall we say.
All right.
Hang on, I'm just...
What if I'm addicted?
I'm addicted to you. Right.
Whitey.
So you are taking off from the Motorsports Park and you are heading off?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Are you just beelining it towards where this dude
Yeah,
is?
general
Okay.
area he pointed out.
I think we're A-lining it, actually.
A-lining it?
Ah.
All right.
Oh. We're tailed lighting it.
All right, then that'll be about 4%.
All right.
As you get ready to pull out of the Motorsports Park, I will reveal some shit.
Hell yeah!
See this shit?
Squeaky chair. Sorry.
A square is born.
That's one title. And as you go down here, I reveal another tile.
Wow.
And as I do,
Dogs of War. Oh, it's a building.
Fairmont.
indeed,
It's a building, Mr. Thomas.
as you pull in, the sight of dead trees and long stretches of just barren waste eventually begin to give way as you see more of civilization peeking through. You start to see houses and neighborhoods on either side of you. Again, all incorporated in this large, flat land. It seems a bit more rural than where you were further west. And also, similarly, quite abandoned. You pull through and you see an old, rundown sign that says Fairmont City. It seems as though it's mostly a bunch of really old buildings, sparsely populated with houses. An old historic neighborhood, you would guess. Probably pretty idyllic back in the pre-war times, but now can't help.
Opposite of idyllic.
But now it's in Illinois, so it can't be helped.
Instead of idyllic, it's re-idyllic. Carlos.
Sorry, Illinois.
I'm not sorry, Illinois. You know what you did. You made a boss go.
They did. They did.
Eventually, however, you pass through Fairmont.
Does it look like so? It's like this town also looks kind of abandoned. I'm guessing since a horde of super mutants walked through at some point.
It does look mostly abandoned. Like you're noticing a trend in all of these settlements that are past the gateway. Is a lot of them appear to be just abandoned.
Not liking the implications of that.
And as you finally make your way through, you drive through Fairmont, and the next site that greets you is intriguing, to say the least. Past these long, flat stretches on this lonesome, narrow road, you see an odd sight. In a few of these nearby fields, you see these wooden pylons sticking out of the soil in a large circle shape. It seems to be like some sort of marker or something. It's hard to tell, but it's a large ringed circle outlined with these large wooden beams jutting out of the ground.
Pull over.
Yeah, I
Maybe
gotcha.
Maybe Jet would have used that as a staging ground.
Louise does.
I get out to examine this marker for any significant signs, like written words or anything, symbolism.
Are we like at the location, or are we still not quite there? Is this like ahead of it?
You're still not quite there. You're ahead of it right
Okay.
now. This would be as you're making your way in.
Oh, well, I want to look at that thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, Alvin's falling behind Apex.
Inspecting these strange wooden logs jutting up out of the ground. Alvin, this doesn't appear to be the purview of the White Razors. They don't mark stuff like this.
No. No.
Anyone who wants to can give me a smarts roll.
Sure, why
Yeah.
not?
An attempt can be made.
6.
I'll give
Worried.
10.
I'll give... Oh, there you go. Don't even need it.
Oh, wait, I know how to do this now. I'm stupid. Where's my roll? There it is. And that's +2, which is 8.
All right. Louise and Apex. You can tell that these wooden spires have been basically untouched for a long time, maybe many years. They look incredibly old. And yet somehow they're still in solid condition. You get up there and you begin to examine these pylons, and they're sturdy. They don't feel like they're about to crumble underneath your grip. Arranged in this way as they are, it just appears to be an odd sight to you.
These are possibly even pre-war.
A lot of the bark on these is somewhat red in coloration as well, which is unusual.
Well, I got nothing either. Let's keep moving, I guess.
I could this is definitely unusual. I could have seen.
Actually, Apex, you're 10. You actually, as you're looking around, you see what catches your eye is a large sort of like soft yellow sign that is next to this strange thing.
Are the words on it legible?
They are. As you walk up and you examine the sign, you see
ledge.
Illinois Historic Preservation Agency, Woodhenge, a prehistoric solar calendar.
No. Well, there you go.
They use this to tell time.
Oh, okay.
I could definitely see Jet using something like this. She's smart as shit, and this place is easily identifiable. So yeah, I could definitely see her using this as a staging ground.
Are there any signs that there have been any like camps set up here?
No.
Doesn't seem like it.
I don't fucking get it. None of this makes damn sense. I mean, I get that when I left, Jet had to go ahead and up the dosage more and more. That makes sense, but I don't. This ain't unlike anything.
Let's keep going, Arshawn. I don't know if we can make any conclusions just yet.
All right.
Get back to the car and go again, I guess.
We continue.
You continue. You get back in the car and you drive past this strange pre-war monument. You're not sure what precisely its function or if the ancient technology behind its function is even viable, but that is far from your mind at the current moment as you have a goal and you aim to see it through.
Bombers Rock the World so hard it's only 10 minutes ahead. Screwed up every single sundial.
Darn.
Dear.
Just off by half a degree.
All of them tilt.
As you drive further down the road, actually, since you're traveling, I'll go ahead and put the traveling music back on. And it'll be especially fitting. As driving by, you see an incredibly strange sight. Across these large, flat plains, you see what are quite clearly man-made hills.
What makes them stand out as man-made?
They're very... Apex, having lived around large wooded areas, you know what naturally occurring like cliffs and hills would look like. These quite clearly have like hard edges around them, and like some are just like straight up like perfect rectangles. But they're risen up out of the ground. These large, geometrically sound dirt mounds. One of which even has a large staircase leading up to its apex. And there are several of these. As you drive past them, several of these man-made hills. And it's a strange, almost beautiful sight. As these hills from many, many centuries ago are still standing, even in the face of the post-apocalypse. You drive through the Cahokia Mounds.
Connor's given us the history.
Oh, yeah.
Getting a geography
I've been
lesson.
here before, actually.
Yeah.
I visited the Cahokia Mounds. It's pretty cool.
It's like a field
Yeah.
trip, or
Yeah, long time ago. You see the largest of these mounds has a sign in front of it that refers to it as the Monk's Mound.
I point to that. Maybe we can get a better view from up there.
Good call, actually.
See
All
the
right.
surrounding area.
Can I, is it drivable up that hill, or do we gotta get out?
I mean, you
That is so disrespectful.
you could drive up this piece of ancient Indian history, but
We have no. Hey, as post-apocalyptic future livers, we have no context for that.
that is true. That's very true.
We're busy being racist against ghouls.
No, I feel bad.
You know what's worse? Nuking this sacred site.
But
Do that.
moreover, the actual hill part of these mounds are so steep, you think getting up there in the Corvega would be a bit of a chore. And there is a staircase leading up that you see now, so...
Okay.
So I need a dirt bike, is what you're saying.
I love that future haver. Oh. All right, yeah, I'll go ahead and run up the stairs.
Race you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Admittedly, a bit hurriedly.
It isn't an incredibly large climb. These hills are not like towering like monoliths of man-made engineering. They're just, you get the sense that they were made for like housing at some point. And some of the like signage nearby explains as much, that these mounds used to like have small villages in them. But you get up, and you pressed over to the top of this largest mound, the Monk's Mound. And you turn around, and it's beautiful. You see
The glory of the post-apocalyptic.
the glory of the
days.
post-apocalyptics. It probably would be a beautiful view if it were maybe greener. But it's just being up so high on this sort of semi-natural, semi-man-made landscape. It's a bit of a breathtaking sight. And as you turn and look around, you see sort of a medium-sized building off in the distance, off to the south of this mound.
Do we see anything that looks like it's like, you know, any centers of living, like towns or I don't know, like roving, like maybe an abandoned camp or something. We're just looking for signs of where the raiders might have met their fall, or potentially even like super mutant outposts.
From your vantage point over here, you see now, in one of these large stretches of open land, probably what used to be farm fields, you see slumped over forms laying in the dirt.
I point out that way.
Oh, son of a bitch, you might be onto something. All right, let's head on down that way.
Got it. Do we need the car for this, or is it close enough to walk?
It's close enough to walk.
Yeah. Let's go that way then.
As you trot down, you go into this large, flat, open field, and you see these either hunched over or sprawled out figures. There's probably about 5 of them, maybe.
Any signs of life?
No, they do not appear to be moving. And as you go over and approach them, you flip over the first one, and it's only after you flip him over that you can see it appears that his arm may have been just simply ripped out of its socket.
Super
Jesus
mutants.
Christ. Urshan, I hate to ask, but anybody you know?
I'll check him with what face is recognizable. If he has like a raider mark on his if he has like a razor mark on his arm or anywhere on his body or his clothes.
He's got the look, but you don't recognize him. And that's the same for basically everybody else you see here. You go over, you inspect them. They all appear to you, Alvin, to be white razors. However, you don't recognize any of them personally. Probably newer members of the white razors, if you had to hazard a guess.
These are probably new bucks.
Well, I check them, I guess. Maybe one of them's got a no plan, something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's how Jet was. Plan, think. It's the chemist brain.
More importantly, she isn't among them.
Yeah, no, Jet's not here. See if they have any notes or anything on. Let me reckon.
I would like to roll. A scavenger for this.
Sure. What are you looking for?
Something that gives an indication of where they've gone, where they're going, what happened. I don't know.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a wits roll.
All right. That's 10.
It's funny. You don't really look for it much because it's incredibly rare to see. But as you're looking over these bodies and you're looking over the land that surrounded this place, you see quite clearly now what are tire tracks. A lot of them.
What the fuck? Guys, you seeing this?
What'd you find, Starshine?
Look
What?
at the dirt. That ain't normal, right? Except for us, I would assume.
What the fuck?
As Louise points it out, Apex, you look down and you realize these tire tracks are probably pretty fresh.
This was recent.
Maybe within the last week or so.
What the narrator said.
Who the fuck else has got a working car in the wasteland?
Anyone you know have a caravan operating around these parts?
I've heard that the Brotherhood had vehicles, but the local chapter doesn't.
And
That's
Most
true.
caravans I know, Brahmin and footfalls.
Connor, is there an indication of what direction these tires are headed? Or the vehicles were headed?
The way the tire tracks go, I'm betting.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Absolutely.
Is there a clear path? Are they just going like making donuts or something, you know? wicked donuts in the wasteland.
I'd like to I'd like to make a wits roll to see if I can determine how many there are.
Sure. Louise, go ahead and roll that. Louise, as you're looking quite clearly, it's easy to tell the tire tracks are all moving further east.
Towards the vault.
And I got a 9.
9. Looking around, trying to identify what tracks might belong to a car or a bike or maybe something bigger than both of those. You're tracking man-made machinery tracks is less intuitive to you than tracking, say, an animal or some sort. You pick up that there might be about a handful of cars. Or vehicles in general here.
So as many as I can fit in my hand. Noted.
Around 5, essentially.
I gotcha.
It looks like they were all heading towards the vault. Vault 40. And I'm not liking the fucking implications of that.
Well, Vault 40's quite a way away from here.
They have technology, though.
And
Technology
super
we
That's
got
the weird.
lost.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part. Let's go ahead and follow these tracks, but go ahead and go at a decent click. And keep an eye out on either side and see if we can't find any more bodies or whatnot.
Theo.
If we find anybody along the way, I'm certain that they had to have seen this bizarre sight coming through.
Absolutely.
Sorry, you were saying,
What'd you
Connor?
say, Connor?
Theo, as you're discussing this, something very bright begins to get in your eye. The sun is sort of like cresting off over the horizon now. The sky is orange. It's getting later in the day, but something just very bright catches you in the eye.
He'll try to shield his eyes from whatever it is. Anyone else getting this glint?
What?
Glint.
Looking
look
at
over.
Theo, do we see what he's talking about on his face?
You look over towards Theo, and then as you turn in that direction, it becomes obvious to you all. From that building that you saw from the top of the monk's mound, you see through the window there is something glinting quite heavily, and it's almost aimed at Theo's face. You see like a jaggedly shaped bit of light begin to like dance up and down Theo's face, back and forth.
Does
I
it
dive and
seem like-
tackle Theo.
I was saying, okay, never mind, you're good.
you dive and tackle Theo.
I think somebody's trying to signal us.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Sniper! I yell.
You guys okay?
If it was a sniper, they would have shot us already.
Not if they're taking aim.
I don't think. How far away is this building? But can we walk that too?
It is walking distance, yes.
Well, maybe go see who's waving hello at us.
I'm still like I'm still like down, like looking up at where like the glint was coming from.
I'll look down at Apex and Theo. I
clear-
think they're okay.
Clearly someone sees us.
They could have taken a pot shot off of us already. We've been here long enough for it.
It's true, but they also could have said, "How you do, neighbor?" and they didn't.
I get off of Theo.
Maybe there's a reason, and maybe that might be a Johan reason. I'll hold up my hand and just kind of wave as I just make my way towards the light.
I will follow.
Eventually, the shining light through the window ceases as you begin to make your way down towards this building. I'll go ahead and set you there, and I'll bring you to another facility.
Still could have been a sniper.
It's a pretty bad one if it takes 5 minutes to aim.
I mean, like, look, I'm just saying, you'd be happier if it was if it was a sniper that.
No, yeah, you
Well, I mean, I'm grateful. I mean, I'm grateful that it's not a sniper, but I'm also grateful that you went ahead and tackled Theo in case it was.
Didn't flatten you too hard, did he, Theo?
I've had worse.
He's just crushed.
Not by much, but
Crushed by the apex. The barrel-like chest of the apex.
He spent his late morning wrestling a bear.
You just feel the need to wrestle everything today.
Sometimes you just gotta wrestle.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Another
You-
museum.
You eventually arrive at this rather oddly shaped building. It's not very tall, sort of large and flat, like a lot of the open land masses around here. You eventually come up to a large. It's strange. The door looks like it's made of brass almost, as it's got like a very nice relief of all of these animals that appear to have been shaped into this like metal what's the word for it? It's sort of like a monument.
Damn, I can't
Mausoleum?
remember it either.
No, it's a relief. It's like a bunch of metal slabs with like animal shapes like molded into the metal itself to create like an image, and you see quite you see quite clearly a depiction of the monk's mound in this as well. And on a bench nearby, you see a sign that reads Cahokia Mounds Museum Society.
Well,
Huh. All right.
they know we're coming, so I guess we don't gotta be stealthy about it.
Yeah.
She'll
Pretty boy.
try the door.
You try the door; it's open.
Ambience goes in.
I'll follow behind.
You go
Are you
in. You
still
go
here?
past.
Sorry. Sorry.
do
Sorry.
any of us have our weapons drawn?
Apex is wearing his gauntlet.
Yeah, Apex is always armed. Don't worry about it.
Even when I'm
But
unarmed,
Theo's-
I'm armed.
And I have my
Feels-
power fist just on either side of my belts.
Theo's gonna pull out the laser rifle just in case. Not have it aimed, but just kind of have it at the ready.
Apex is always keeping out for signs of life. Do you want me to roll a wits for that just to keep my head on a swivel?
I will say you don't even need to roll the wits. As you're making your way inside, you see sort of a dimly lit, looks way larger on the inside than it did on the outside. This large, almost life-size diorama of what appears to be an ancient society. You see these straw huts that are large enough to probably fit a family. And there are several of them. You see these still depictions of these sort of brown-skinned, dark-haired humans wielding primitive tools and weapons and living amongst each other in this peaceful society. But none of them move. They appear to be made of this sort of waxy material. And this oddly shaped building leads you on this path towards the center of the museum, where there's a lot of different exhibits. And in that center, almost sort of standing in a spotlight where a lot of these different lights sort of meet and broadcast their light. You see a man in a torn up I guess it would be like a parka. This old, like, olive-colored, really, really beat-up parka. There's, like, a lot of holes in it as well. Underneath, he's wearing, like, a hoodie that's got, like, the sleeves ripped off. A handsome young man with, sort of, umber-colored skin and dark hair rolling down his face. Sort of a thinly trimmed beard, looks over at your group entering and says, I mean you no harm. I just want to know if you are raiders.
We're looking for raiders.
Well, you're going to have a bit of trouble finding them, I fear.
What happened to him?
That's a story for another time.
They were taken further east by something I can't describe. And as that revelation sinks in, that's where we're going to end the session for this week.
Interesting.
Huzzah!
I bet I can
Man.
describe it.
Now we gotta go back and build power armor. We can't go to the vault without power armor.
Oh, there's a whole, there is.
I think just by virtue of what's probably or potentially out there, we should get the power armor.
Maybe we'll find parts for it out here. Maybe this isn't the last thing, but you know what? We need to figure out what we're dealing with anyway.
You just find a super mutant and it's got a skull and crossbones next to its name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apex
letting you know you're probably in a higher level area than you probably should be.
Oh, that's bad.
Nah, it's just a pirate.
Oh no, all the text over there.
Yar!
I be a pirate!
Avast me hearties!
Blows you up with a fucking fat blade.
He's just got another smaller super mutant on his shoulders as his parrot. Squawk!
Well, as the mystery of the White Razors begins to unfold and the runaways have officially crossed the gateway, the story is about to get very interesting next time on Gateway. But for now,
Gateway.
on Gateway. But for now, let's go around the horn and de-introduce ourselves. Starting with my very good friend, Fringe Type. My very good friend, Fringe Type.
El Fringo.
My very good
Effort
friend.
Stepping away.
My very good friend, Lanny Pator.
I'm a very good friend now. I've risen in status.
I mean, we've known each other for like, what, 6 years?
Something like that. You've never referred to me as such. You can find me all over the internet, Lanny Pator. Not going to have a whole lot of time to stream over the next week, but if you are interested in more RPG goodness, check out youtube.com/talesunwritten, because Season 2 of that's going to be starting to come out soon. Ooh. And the director's cut of Season 1 will be dropping shortly as well. It's a little game that Stefan has been hosting. I play Karna Freehorn, a bard in that. Jesse and Quinn also joined the table, and it's like real streamlined, like edited down. A lot of the like planning and combat math is taken out of the equation, so it's a pretty good just kind of like sit and listen if you want to give a new story a shot. But that's it for me. Check out those things.
Yeah.
More to talk about in the future.
I liked the first season a lot, so
Appreciate it. I've been watching the edits of the second season. I like a lot of what's happening in a story way. It's not great for characters, but you know what? It's great for story.
That's some good D&D right there.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I'm plot relevant.
I feel
Oh, no,
that.
I'm plot relevant.
I feel that severely. And speaking of being plot relevant, Fringe type playing Alvin right now, who's very plot relevant at the moment.
Yeah, Alvin is so terrified. It was just like, look at everything about this hill. I'm just like, oh, it's great, but where is it?
All right, Jet, we gotta talk about where'd they go.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Jet, we gotta go ahead and have a sit down because shit's gonna hit the fan, and there's some mutants, and then Rebound's like, they've been taken by mutants. I'm like, yeah, that's what I was trying to tell. I'm sorry, what? They got taken by what?
I don't want to assume the worst, but shit, I'm assuming
I love
the worst.
that. I love that I called it right away, and I was mostly joking when I said it, but I'm like, aha.
Those
There
are
you
the
go.
best though. When you're like, this is a joke. Wait, actually, I'm a genius.
But yes, I am very plot relevant. Hi, I'm Fringe, Fringe type, Mr. Fringo. You can find me on twitch.tv/Fringe type. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I play all kinds of retro games, horror games, RPGs. We play things like Last Epoch. We play things like Withering Rooms. We play games that look so old, you're going to be like, man, my man's spreadsheet's fucked up, like Tales of Magial and Path of Acra. We play just a lot of fun variety. I'm a writer. I've been working off and on for a long time, but really knuckling down the past year and a half. A kind of horror-adjacent RPG that is a working title, and I'm almost done. I'm almost done with that. I was done with one of the drafts, and I was like, well, you know what? I should go ahead and add like an 8th character because that would round out the party a lot. And then I decided to make one of the characters of the story like more plot relevant, and I was like, oh, but now how does he link to the story? And oh god, the second draft's bigger. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Ruh-roh.
Ah, god damn it.
You're supposed to edit down.
Yeah, and I'm trying to edit down, and like, oh, so many times when I'm trying to edit down for this third draft, I'm just like, well, you can actually do that. I'm just like, no, just do what you gotta think. Oh god.
Let me tell you a thing
so
or
yeah, I
two
do
about
writing.
killing babies.
I talk.
That's what
There's
it
no killing
is.
baby.
When you're in a creative spot and you need to edit things down, it's called killing your baby.
It's true. It is true. Like Silent Hill 2, I descend with my pillow. And so yeah, I also tell stories. I talk about my stories. I'm pretty good at easy listening. So if you want to come on down to twitch.tv/Fringe type, I will entertain you. And by your support, I will be able to afford food, which is great. So come on down to twitch.tv/Fringe type and see some old games, see some new games, see something you might be interested in. Hear me tell my dum-dum stories. You'll have fun. You'll have fun. And that's
Excellent. It's Kill Your Darlings? Whatever.
like Silent Hill 2, I once again descend with my pillow.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Sarah, where can they find you? What are you up to?
Not killing babies.
Boring.
Boring, predictable.
Yeah, exactly. What?
YouTube. Wait. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, what's your name again?
I forget.
Damn. Same.
Damn, could have happened to a nicer
I
person.
got nothing. I have no shill. Yay! See you next week.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right. And up next, we've got Xanalis Grim.
Yo, that's me. You can catch me over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/XanalisGrim. Over on Monday, where we play a fun and D&D game on Monday nights with a few Friends / Unexpectables. So if that piques your interest, that'll be there at 7 p.m. PST. Aside from that, on Tuesdays over at twitch.tv/Distortion Devil, we have some more Vecna Eva Verona at around 2 p.m. PST. That is a really, really well done game by Mr. Connor McKinley. So if you already like his DMing style, go on over there. And then over on Thursdays, twitch.tv/Montyglue at 7 p.m. PST, we got some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're really deep into that pre-written module. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It's fun. And that's me.
Right on. And I suppose that just leaves me. And they can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky at Distortion Devil. All my TTRPG-centric content is over at youtube.com/Devils and Dice Rolls and patreon.com/Devils and Dice Rolls if you want to maybe get your hands on some funny little subscriber benefits. Yeah. Sort of getting back into the swing of editing down videos and posting them. I've got a whole bunch of new different hardware and software, and it's taken me some time. But I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it for you. And really, I think that's basically it for me. Tomorrow's gonna be a very, very special stream. Just look at the date, you'll understand.
Oh, yeah!
Suffice to say, I'm going to be watching a lot of Homestar Runner.
Yeah.
Which also happens to coincide with the 25th anniversary of Homestar Runner.
25th anniversary.
That's crazy.
Of Homestar Runner.
That was
I watched the
completely
first one.
That was completely unintentional, by the way. I completely forgot that it was the anniversary was so close to the date. But that little bit of serendipity aside,
I watched
that's
Homestar Runner when I was 15. My God.
dudes, games, characters, email.
Way too good.
.com.
I'm ever sad. You just need to say something stupid in that voice.
But yes, that'll be happening tomorrow evening. But for now, that's about it for me. This episode of Gateway is brought to you in part by Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard Dice!
Yeah.
Woo!
Die Hard Dice is your one-stop shop, as always, for dice and dice accessories. And if you head over to dieharddice.com, you can use the code Unexpectables to save 10% on your order. As well, check out our merch store. We've got some... Sorry, I'm popping out the activity feed. We've got some fantastic designs that can be made into basically whatever you can think of. We've got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got water bottles. I think we've even got dog sweaters. That's a bit odd, but you can do it. Head on over to our spring
dress
store.
your dog like the Apex.
It's true. Get yourself Unexpectable swag today. And as well, we couldn't do this week in, week out without bits and subs from viewers like you.
Subs.
Bits and
Mirako Bladetail, thank you for the 2 months. Hello. Hi. Zenlita, thank you for the 100 bits. Ghoulsko is played by guest star Mark Allen Jr.
I would pay so much money. I would pay so much money.
God. Oh, God. That would rankle him so hard.
Incredible. Incredible stuff. And we got a raid from Cavelian as well. A raid with a party of 5. How's it going? Hope your stream went well. And we got a raid from Big Bad Shadow Man as well. Hope you had a fantastic time over there as well. And speaking of raiding, we need to find somebody to raid. Who?
Roxanne?
Arkolf's out there.
on. Let's raid
That's the only
Arkolf.
one I know in this list.
What should our raid message be?
Roll more. He's playing Elden Ring. Roll more.
Roll more?
Roll more.
Roll more!
Go watch Gorilla Eating Pepper if you haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god.
It will give you vitality.
Gorilla and pepper.
No, that's our raid message. Gorilla eating
Gorilla
pepper.
eating pepper.
Gorilla
damn.
eating. Oh yeah.
Shit,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so good.
Gorilla eating pepper is our raid message. Alright. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next
Connor.
week for some more Unexpectables and right here for some more Prince Division plays Baldur's Gate next week. And that one's getting close to wrapping up, so what happens after
Yeah.
that? Who can say?
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Who can say?
I know. But for now, take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you later.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.